At this point, I'm stepping away from the phone and leaving the professionals to assess the situation and propose a plan of action, because it's clear things aren't being handled effectively and the stakes are high. The footage in question is set to be featured in a much-anticipated docuseries, Sean Combs' The Reckoning, directed by Alex Stapleton and executive produced by rapper Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, which promises to bring new scrutiny and revelations. Meanwhile, Diddy finds himself under intense pressure after 50 Cent leaked private videos allegedly showing him attempting to influence government officials to cover up his legal troubles. Once again, 50 is proving himself to be Diddy's most formidable critic, and fans are watching closely. Diddy has tried to project an image of composure and resilience, even sharing images from his time in prison to suggest he is unfazed and in control, but the recent leaks have shaken that carefully constructed persona, demonstrating just how precarious public reputation can be when high-profile conflicts intersect with social media exposure. Behind the carefully curated public image, it's becoming increasingly clear that Diddy has been facing a chaotic and stressful period off-camera. As many fans know, 50 Cent has been teasing a Diddy-focused documentary since 2023, but few anticipated the level of access he had secured. Reports reveal that 50 Cent purchased private footage Diddy recorded of himself just 6 days before his arrest, a revelation that left many stunned. Watching the footage is shocking, in part because it's so unusual to see someone documenting themselves in the midst of a high-stakes legal battle. Yet, knowing Diddy's history, it's not entirely surprising. He has a long-standing habit of recording almost every moment, from personal outbursts to professional milestones, and even setbacks. In the clips that 50 Cent obtained, Diddy is seen visibly frustrated, directing his anger at his legal team as the pressure mounted and his case appeared to be slipping. He complains about losing and stresses the need for someone capable of navigating extremely complex, high-stakes situations, what he describes as the dirtiest of dirty business. The raw footage exposes a side of Diddy rarely glimpsed by the public, showing vulnerability and tension beneath the composed, untouchable persona he usually projects. What makes the situation even more remarkable is the ambiguity surrounding Diddy's original intentions for recording these private moments. It's possible he planned to monetize them later, selling them to a streaming platform and turning a highly personal crisis into a lucrative opportunity. Before he could act on those plans, however, 50 Cent reportedly swooped in, purchasing the footage outright, and now using it strategically to undermine Diddy's image. The move demonstrates a calculated form of rivalry. 50 Cent anticipated both the public interest in such candid material and its potential impact on Diddy's reputation. The irony is palpable. Diddy, who has long cultivated his legacy through media control and self-documentation, now finds himself vulnerable precisely because of those same practices. What began as a personal recording intended for private or eventual professional purposes has instead become a powerful tool in 50 Cent's hands, amplifying the pressure and scrutiny surrounding Diddy. The entire scenario illustrates the precarious nature of fame in the social media era, where private moments can be weaponized, reputations can be contested, and even high-profile figures can lose control of their narratives. For Diddy, the footage not only exposes frustration and stress, but also underscores how closely rivalries and strategic media moves can impact someone at the top of the entertainment world. It's a cautionary tale about visibility, control, and how quickly private documentation can transform into public leverage when someone else takes the reins. In short, while Diddy has often projected an image of being untouchable and unbothered, the recent developments show that behind the scenes, the pressure, conflict, and stakes are very real, and 50 Cent is making sure everyone sees it. Diddy was reportedly spotted walking around Harlem, greeting people and exchanging hugs as if nothing heavy was hanging over his head, which struck many as bizarre given the serious legal situation he's rumored to be facing. The irony wasn't lost on observers when he asked for hand sanitizer afterward, joking about how many people he had embraced, considering the wild stories and allegations about his private lifestyle that have circulated for years. At the same time, 50 Cent has been catching heat for his upcoming documentary, with some critics arguing that his motives may be fueled more by a long-standing personal grudge than genuine concern for any alleged victims. Their tension apparently goes back years, including an incident where Diddy once offered to take 50 on an extravagant shopping trip, something 50 later described as feeling uncomfortable and inappropriate to him. As if that wasn't enough, more drama surfaced when it was claimed during legal proceedings that Diddy had been involved with 50's former partner, Daphne, and that she had supposedly been pulled into his private world in exchange for support or payments. There were even reports of a heated message from Diddy to her, warning that he would cut her off financially if she stopped responding to him or refused to participate in what he wanted. Whether fueled by revenge, disgust, or a desire for the truth to come out, 50 Cent's involvement has clearly added gasoline to an already raging fire, turning what might have stayed behind closed doors into a public spectacle that continues to grow messier by the day. In a candid message, 50 Cent reportedly made it clear that he wasn't willing to tolerate repeated conflicts and that he was setting firm boundaries, insisting that people either move forward and let him focus on his life or step aside. He framed it as a matter of clarity, not threat. Meanwhile, his other former partner, Shanika Tompkins, publicly weighed in, suggesting that 50's long-standing feud with Diddy is deeply personal and tied to Diddy's alleged involvement with Daphne, another of 50's former partners. According to Shanika, this situation speaks volumes about Diddy's character and the dynamics that have fueled decades of tension, with some observers pointing to past allegations and incidents as context for why 50 might feel particularly aggrieved. Fans and onlookers were quick to weigh in on social media. Some argued that Diddy allegedly being involved with 50's former partner would naturally ignite strong feelings, while others suggested that 50's reactions reflect lingering resentment, even as he maintains that the documentary is motivated by more than personal grievances. Across the board, the narrative highlights how personal relationships, perceived slights, and long-standing rivalries in the music industry can intersect with public media projects, shaping both perception and drama in ways that are impossible to ignore. 50 Cent has publicly framed his documentary as a mission to make clear that the hip-hop community does not condone Diddy's alleged actions, emphasizing that it's about accountability for Sean Diddy Combs rather than simply giving a platform to the alleged victims. He described his long-standing personal discomfort with Diddy, pointing to incidents like the infamous shopping trip offer, which he interpreted as a test or an inappropriate advance, part of a pattern he found troubling over the past 2 decades. Despite 50 Cent's insistence that the documentary is about principle, many remain skeptical, questioning whether his personal grievances, Diddy allegedly attempting to turn him into a freak-off boy and allegedly involving his former partner in similar behavior, might be driving the project more than any sense of moral duty. Meanwhile, reports about Diddy's twins reportedly reacting emotionally to the documentary remain unverified, though they have demonstrated visible distress during his legal proceedings. Since his arrest in September 2024 on RICO charges, the children have been present at multiple hearings, sometimes leaving the courtroom when graphic testimony was presented, suggesting that they are affected by the proceedings. At the same time, they and other family members publicly issued statements supporting Diddy, reflecting their perspective on him as a father, which contrasts with the allegations being aired in court and in media coverage. This duality highlights the complex reality of public figures facing serious legal scrutiny. The public narrative and the private family perspective often exist in tension, with the children experiencing the emotional weight of both. Overall, the situation underscores how long-standing rivalries, personal grievances, and legal controversies can converge in the public eye, amplified by media coverage and documentaries. While 50 Cent frames his work as an ethical intervention on behalf of the broader hip-hop culture, the intertwining of personal history, alleged misconduct, and family involvement complicates the narrative, leaving audiences to parse motivations and outcomes carefully. The trial and related media coverage continue to put Diddy under intense scrutiny, not only for his alleged actions, but also for how his public image and private family life are entangled in the ongoing drama. The courtroom scenes were reportedly heart-wrenching, with Diddy's children visibly in tears. In October, when his sentence was handed down, they even delivered a heartfelt plea to the judge, asking for a lighter sentence, for years instead of a potential 100, underscoring the emotional toll the proceedings have taken on his family. The situation raises questions about the motivations behind 50 Cent's documentary and public actions. Is it truly about accountability and protecting hip-hop's integrity, or is it fueled by a personal vendetta against Diddy? Likewise, Diddy's very public reactions to losing his case have sparked conversation, leaving fans debating both his behavior and the broader implications of the trial. What's your take? Do you see 50's moves as justice-driven, revenge-driven, or a bit of both? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to check out this other video breaking down even more of the chaos.